Hi everyone, Happy New Year. In this video, I'm going to offer you some guidance for 2026. Now take this as guidance and not predictiveness. We'll do part one where I channel intuitively, and then we'll do part two where we'll ground it a little bit with some tarot and oracle card. It should be a fun video, but also inspiring. And if you're new to my channel, I'm Anika. I'm actually a spiritual intuitive, which means really that my messages are more focused on spiritual and personal growth. I really specialize in that soul level guidance and the Akashic records. And, this is really something that I think would be helpful to you. So take what resonates, leave the rest, and let's really jump right in. The first thing that I'm getting from the guides is this loving approach towards yourself. Now, I know we hear a lot about self-love, and that's like a big thing for the last decade of, spirituality and personal growth, but they're more talking about less judgment and more compassion and acceptance for yourself. They're also talking about gentleness when it comes to, sort of making impulsive or rash decisions, to be more in flow with the energy. It's almost the image they're giving me. It's like the river flowing. So not being so rigid towards yourself, towards your life, but really sort of, it's not about living in a present moment as much about it is allowing the flow, letting things flow, taking like the next step. And they do acknowledge that we have been working on ourselves and we have been investing in ourselves, and that is showing in consciousness. It's showing in the collective, even though maybe we get to question it sometimes a little bit. As to, where everybody is. And it's not about being necessarily, even though they're saying kind of at times really do check yourself and see, because sometimes the spiritual ego will be also like prompted up as to, you're putting all this work in and then other people are really not following the same trend. They're not so much into spiritual growth, but they have their own path. So this whole like continuing on to grow, but this time this growth may be inspired with ordinary things. A lot of times, spirituality has been, and New Age has been kind of on trend because of certain, positions in the sky as well. Like we were in the space of Neptune being in Pisces and everything sort of being mysterious, and it has been brought into the forefront. But this time within moving into Aries, what the guides are really communicating is it may be inspired by actions, it may be inspired by like ordinary things. And we may be called to sort of want to sort of put more effort and that sort of Aries energy into like solving things. One of the things that could be very helpful to you is to use that spiritual wisdom and to always turn to that, whether through your guides, through your intuition, your innermost self or higher self. And that will inspire you to sort of know where to take that inspired action. And it is going to be inspired by that ordinary circumstances where you can apply the spiritual wisdom into that next step. Now, manifestation is shifting again into more action as well. This is another message that I'm getting, which means we have been working a lot with really visualizing, affirming, bringing things into the 5D reality, really getting familiar with what it means to be in these 5D states. But now we're being called to ground that into our ordinary reality and to really bring these two worlds together. This may also push some of us out of our comfort zone. I've been kind of talking about this on Instagram and TikTok this repeated message about being pushed into the, outside of our comfort zone. But this time it really means when it comes to, they're giving me even deeper message when it comes to manifesting, right? Really putting yourself into action. For a lot of you, this may mean really examining the way you live, the approach to different things in your life. I know, personal example, I know Uranus is going through my 6th house, which is the house of service and health, but it really is making me question all of these things and approach to how I've been doing things with my health and wellness, wanting to be more, really healthier and detoxing really paying attention to my diet and exercise and the way that I serve as well. So if this is you, and this can be also a theme or a message and guidance for this year, is kind of checking that approach to yourself, to life, to your lifestyle. Now, I know we are immersed in a lot of big trends, that are really in the collective out there. But one thing that's coming from the guides is do it in a unique way where it's really serving you, right? Like really that new approach is serving you, and it's not pure pressure. It's not something that you're exposed to, which brings us to also your sovereignty being like a big theme of the Aquarian age. They're saying, when I say sovereignty, I mean, again, that intuition, that discernment, that inner voice, really validating that it's coming from you. It's okay to be influenced by the collective. We have been moving with the collective. We are social beings. But what they're showing me in imagery, it's almost like different books. And, like that wisdom coming from the above, coming from inner, right? Above being guidance that you receive from your guides, reaching to that, reaching to your inner voice, and having that sovereignty, including that this is your own energy and your own thoughts. It's okay to be inspired. It is okay to love other people's approaches and adopt them. But there's something about, is this serving you? Is it helping you? Is it inspiring you? Is it actually healthy for you, to use my example? Because I know we're constantly bombarded with new trends. And listen, I'm not immune to this. I have my own insecurities. I've dealt with this all my life. When it comes to weight fluctuations, the imagery, how I look, my makeup, my hair, I've received so much judgment. And I'm just being real with you, and it has been hard to stay in that sovereignty for myself. I even had to tell people, this is the way that I like to look, and if there isn't a valid advice, that's okay, because if it's serving me, if it's healthy for me, if in some way it is helpful to me and it's still ego driven, this is my journey. So just be really aware of where this influence is coming from and really keep your sovereignty. Now, the final thing they want to leave you with is there is a lot of love and light surrounding you. There are a lot of guides. Where I've been throughout this whole transmission and channeling intuitively literally is like a beautiful, magical forest. And if I can paint you a picture, it kind of looks like an avatar. I'm not imagining this. A lot of times guides transport me into a specific realm to really feel this presence of energy, a lot of green, a lot of heart chakra, a lot of healing coming your way, coming our way, right? And just to sort of allow yourself to receive the love and the light that's coming from different sources, including people, because a lot of times we discount just a gentle thing that we receive from a friend, from a neighbor, like a kind message. It's not always super bad on this planet, even though I know it's been hard for a lot of us, but just honor that sometimes this is like a really good, kind gesture that comes from humanity in some different ways, that there are still good people out there. They may not be following exactly what you're doing or how you perceive your reality, how you express yourself, but they're certainly not, that we're all humans. At the end of the day, they have their own path and you have yours. As I'm saying, the sovereignty will become more and more important. The sovereignty also means grounding. So for some of you, it is about getting out into nature and really just being like connected to nature. I know this is an overused message, but for some of you, you really need to hear it. Get out into the nature, because we are also glued a lot to our phones and social media, and really detox. Again, if this is something that has not been serving you and you're obsessing over it and you are really taking 4 hours to watch social media channels, then be mindful that they're saying, another world out there that is gentle, that is nourishing and kind. Even if you just go out for a walk, just to kind of feel the, connection to nature and the planet really is trying to reach us in so many different ways to experience this gentleness and healing and connection, because we are part of the planet and planet is a part of us. There is no separation. And for a lot of us, we have lost this touch with the planet. Now, nobody's saying we go out there and we are like, sort of like doing this whole, traveling in our RVs and, camping or glamping. But it's just like connection to nature. You don't have to be a au natural girl or guy, or, like however you identify as, to have this connection. And you don't also have to do ayahuasca ceremonies in the middle of the jungle to feel the spiritual connectedness. For a lot of you, it's also keeping your energy clean and cleaning your chakras through the nature and natural elements. And they don't have to necessarily be crystals or pendulums, but it could just be like, breathing in the fresh air in nature, top of the mountain. And nature could be anything, right? It doesn't have to be trees and greenery. I actually live in the desert. So if you can find that beauty in the desert, or even where I live, there are some parks that are absolutely amazing. And so, just honor that connectedness. So I'm going to leave you with this. At the end, I'm going to give you now some numbers, frequencies, and there were some affirmations that are really being brought into our attention. The first thing I'm seeing is a lot of elementals. It's no wonder when I was preparing for this video and I asked which oracle and tarot cards, and you can see them in a background. The first thing you can see is this butterfly that I absolutely love. So this gentleness of a butterfly, that's really you. This imagery of a butterfly coming out of the cocoon, transformed, really spreading its wings and going out and smelling the world, having this new approach, being comfortable, accepting and loving yourself in a very unique way. So imagery of elementals. So just so that you know, in this whole video, if you're drawn to, or if you're highly intuitive, if you feel the presence of elements, and that's what I mean. When I say elements, I mean like nature and natural elements, also fairies, gnomes, all of the other elementals of, right, like the earth, water, fire, like air, all of them are really present in this video to welcome you into their world. So if you feel that connection, honor it. You may even want to sort of call them into your meditations, intuitive practices, whatever you do, right? Now we're going to go for some frequencies. Obviously, I'm seeing the ones, the angelic frequencies of 1111, right? It's the beginning year, but also they're calling my attention to the numerologically this year for it is a year number 1. And for me, this is actually not a year number 1, it's a year number 2, but we are going to feel that new beginnings and a lot of kind of like cutting loose, like starting fresh, cutting loose, like with all of the old that doesn't support you, kind of turning the page, leaving certain things behind. And if you feel like the need to meditate with these frequencies, I'm also seeing the threes, the 333, which for a lot is calling on that unity consciousness, but it really is drawing me to like mother, father, child, that unity consciousness that is so activated within our hearts. And if you feel like you can put that particular frequencies within your heart when you're meditating, breath work, or just simply like going about your day. Another thing is the affirmations, which I don't always do, right? I don't always offering these videos, but I'm going to anyways follow the guidance. And, you know, it's so awesome because they're saying to all of us, you are beautiful. You're beautiful creatures, beings. You're beautiful in every way possible. Beauty is not just about an outer beauty, it's an inner beauty, but it's really feeling that beauty on the inside that transforms your outside. I mean, if you're feeling the need to change something about yourself, it is free will, definitely. And we have all done that, right? But they really just want you to know that you're loved no matter what, that you're beautiful. If you feel like that affirmation could help you in a non-egoic way, but sort of like, I'm beautiful the way I am, or I love my beauty is radiance, all of these things, no matter the gender, no matter who you are, you know, it doesn't matter, like ultimately, as they're saying, it's just a feeling, and receive that from the universe, because the universe and God universe sees you in that way no matter what. It sees your beauty beyond what you see. And if they're saying, if you could just see the 10th of what they see, and I'm getting emotional because I'm feeling that energy of love, just embodying in like sort of like a big hug. So if you feel that love and light coming to you even through this video, please accept it, receive it, because you are indeed beautiful inside and out. And again, free will as to what you do with that. But if these affirmations help you, and I know Louise Howe use these, I'm sorry, I'm still overwhelmed. Like, you know, if you look her up, she's really like the real new age sort of maverick. She started this whole movement with her new age books around manifesting. She's no longer with us on this planet. So if you're a little younger, just know that. But she is on the other side. And perhaps this is coming from that as well, you know, from people that have been on this planet and really tried to inspire us to really accept and love ourselves. So I'm going to end this first part here. Now, if you like this first part, please also like this video, share, subscribe. And if you want to stick around for part 2 for the Oracle and Tarot, please do. If not, sending you all the love and light and all the best in the new year. Okay, welcome to part 2. Now we're going to do some Oracle and Tarot cards. I've already pre-shuffled and I have pulled out some cards. It's easier for me because I actually do this intuitively, but I also will read from the description in some of these Oracle card decks because they can be also additionally inspirational to you. Okay, so we'll start with the tarot. I have Sufi tarot here, and I pulled 3 cards. This is what I was guided to do, by the way. So we're gonna start with this Malika of Cups. It's a really beautiful card, and it really is a Queen of Cups. So we really start with this presence of the emotional healing. So the first thing I'm getting from this card is that you are this Queen of Cups. You're really starting to understand that your emotions, your empathy is not a weakness, that your emotions, your empathy, your sensitivity is actually very useful to you. So maybe you're very clairsentient, or clairsentience is clearly developing within you because you are going to really learn or embody this and sort of like take it as your own sort of signature or pride. Maybe you are a healer. For a lot of you, this is the card of Kylie Healer, even though it's not a high priestess, but I'm sensing from the Queen of Cups this energy of healing, empathy, sort of like divine feminine, that you're really learning that this is a strength, you're embodying this, and you're sort of like, they're using the word rocking it, like you're really proud of this, you're not afraid anymore. This is also telling me you're highly sensitive to any kind of chemicals. Maybe even you are, if you're not in that space, maybe you need to detox in some way. But if you are, a lot of you are very, very sensitive to chemicals in food, to chemicals in your skin. And maybe you will be pioneering some of that for this year as well, like coming out and publicly talking about it, how you got rid of the toxins, how you are really like, but in an authentic way, because we know that there's this clean aesthetic out there, clean girl, Pilates girl, whatever it is that you call it, and a lot of it is not authentic. So, you know, this is like a 2 kind of side here. So some of you are really taking this a notch and really being the, I hate to use the word influencers. They use the word pioneer. I don't like the word influencer because really we can't be influenced unless we allow to be. But take it as this communicating to you that you will be rocking your empathy, your, you know, like really being natural. That's why in the first part I was seeing a lot of greenery, a lot of elementals. If you're trying to create your own skincare, your own, for some reason I'm seeing like shampoos, and like if you're trying to create something and pioneer it through like using tinctures and natural products, just, you know, rock it, like really take it on. And for those of you that are probably like me, very sensitive, empathic, and you are overwhelmed by your emotions all your life, and you didn't know what to do, and you've been trying to manage your emotions for a long time, you're going to be like really more comfortable in your own skin and with your own emotions. So this is a great message. Now, the Daughter of Coins is really, I believe that's going to refer to Pentacles. So this is also an interesting thing with this card. I don't know if you can notice, but she's watering, nurturing these plants. And this is referring a lot to what you've been nurturing so far. So if you've been nurturing yourself, your personal growth, your spiritual growth, your whatever it is that you've been doing so far, continue to do it. But this time it's kind of like, I don't know why they're using the word kicking up a notch. These are not the words that I necessarily use all the time, but just like elevated. There's something about from this empathetic, you know, sort of like natural detoxing, living in this healthy lifestyle and sort of being comfortable with your emotion. This is going to make you sort of nurture your pentacles in a way, like it's going to make you bring in some abundance. And abundance can mean in many different ways, but continue to nurture whatever it is that you've been doing, and also whatever you start doing with this Queen of Cups energy. And that's going to really bring these seeds This for a lot of you can mean being in the public eye, because this is kind of like a center. So this can mean like being in this public eye, more stepping out into the community, nurturing the community with your own knowledge and with everything, you being that nurturing. It also is about your connection to the planet, and you and planet, sort of like you learning maybe how to live from like all the abundance that comes from the planet. But this motherly energy, sort of you nurturing your own growth, you're nurturing yourself, you're nurturing others, you connecting to the planet, is very prevalent in this year. Now, this third card was kind of unplanned, but it came out, and I know everybody's going to be happy with this beautiful 10 of Cups, which is really happiness. Now, listen, there's kids also in the background here. So this is referring to family. So maybe in this year could be the year that you start your own family. It could be for a lot of you a year where you get sort of introduced into a family, maybe through a relationship. So maybe somebody you get involved has already children, and you become a stepmom or a stepdad. It is about growing your family as well. You could be growing your family or thinking of growing your family depending on where you are in the age group. But it's also generally time in community, family, happiness, joy, all of that, really being in that 10 of Cups energy. It's coming to you. So, you know, like the guides are like, you know, like you've been working on this as well. Like you've been working on the 10 of Cups. Like you have all of these things aligned. And if you don't, you're really working towards that. And they're really clapping and celebrating themselves. Like your guides are your family, and they really have your back. I'm so happy with these messages, okay? So we're gonna go next to this butterfly. This is this beautiful, if you don't see it, affirmations. Again, Alana Fairchild, one of my favorite creators and spiritual teachers out there. I love her. And so I'm gonna show it to you first, and you can't really read it because it's backwards because of the camera. But what it's saying is the right doors are opening for me at this time. So really believe that you're being guided. All of these things we've been talking about, you're being guided, they're guides. And the guides are also saying sometimes we open a door and you don't walk through it. So can you indulge us and at least try, dip your toes in the water. I know they're also talking to me because obviously we're all connected. But, you know, if they're prompting you to go somewhere and you're like, oh gosh, I don't feel like it. They're prompting you to do something. Get outside of your comfort zone. Big theme for 2026. So I hope you take this affirmation. The right doors are opening for me at the right time as well, right? Prompting you, your guides to really go into that direction. Now it's going to take a little bit of a more serious turn. Again, Alana Fairchild in this video. I just love her Oracle decks. I love her. I'm not trying to plug her, but she's one of the teachers I just really enjoy. This is from her deck, the White Light Oracle right behind me. This is the frequency Yogini of 285 Hertz. And again, guys, I'm feeling this presence of the Divine Mother in this card. And also this, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps right now. I think in the first part, I was talking about this inner beauty. And in this image, this beautiful goddess is looking down with these pearls, right? It is about your innocence. It is about that inner beauty, but it's also about you, no matter the gender, embracing this divine feminine. The 285 Hertz frequency can be really important to you, but it's also activating your higher heart. That's what they're telling me. This is above your heart chakra. There is this heart, like up higher heart, they're calling it. I've known about this from my guides for, like a couple of years now. I even did a meditation on TikTok, not on YouTube. But, just really embrace this radiance, the light within you, the beauty within you. Connect to that. It is about this feminine, nurturing touch towards yourself. Now, I also want to read, because I have it also marked here. So I'm going to read what it says here. And it says, changes in your life, including closing doors and missed opportunities, are not going to derail your fulfillment. Realignments are happening based on divine wisdom and timing. You are being diverted from unnecessary obstacles and suffering. Trust in how your life path is unfolding. Stay true to your authentic healing journey. This is a very big thing, right? Embracing this inner beauty, inner radiance. It is about healing, and it should be authentic to you because it is working, whether you realize it or not. Significant inner healing is taking place. And numerous spiritual traditions of the East, such as those from Nepal, Tibet, and India, the yogini is a female spiritual adept, practitioner of deep yoga that awakens a powerful connection with one's real inner being. The yogini holds space for healing and enlightenment. Enlightenment was more what I was picking up on. Moving through obstacles and challenges with wisdom, patience, commitment, and often great joy. She's our spiritual sister, our sacred friend, and our guide away from the bleak, erroneous thinking of ego into the softened, awakened, relaxed, gracious way of spirit. When yogini of 285 Hz makes her presence felt in a reading, it is a sign that we are in a powerful healing journey to connect body, mind, and soul with the truth of our spiritual nature. We are working at our inner level to let go of a past pain and open. That's what I was talking about, is that like upper heart chakra. This makes complete sense to me. And to our true spiritual nature, we're working at our inner level to let go of past pains and open up to our empowerment, grace, dignity, and legitimacy in the present moment. This oracle indicates there is a spiritual approach to heal any and all struggles in our lives. There's a lot more here, but I just want you to, hers is, it's like a book. I am going to just read the I am message. I allow for the spiritual interventions of divine grace to recalibrate, realign, heal, and renew me so that I'm empowered, radiant, and have fully embodied my original spiritual potential and true frequencies. So be it. I embrace the healing empowerment of my own authenticity. Authenticity is a big topic or a spiritual theme for this year. So I hope that was helpful. I do have a few more cards here from Colette Baron Reed. The Eyes of the Beauty. This is from her deck, Wisdom of Hidden Realms. I also love her oracle. I mean, you can tell I'm a total new agey person. Where I see oracle cards, I light up. Anyways, this light of the beauty is absolutely gorgeous. It says positive expectations and clarity. So we just saw that it's about healing, but what I'm also getting from this is looking at yourself from this vantage point of beauty. If you listen to the part 1, I even have affirmations that came to me intuitively about beauty being beautiful. So the eyes of the beauty is like looking at yourself, looking at the, like the others, but especially yourself through this eyes of beauty, really honoring who you are, your authenticity, your expression, your truth, your beauty, like in a unique way. It's you being comfortable in that. And also really like in this image, she's holding on to the nature again. The plan is trying to really bring you into higher vibrational states. Expect to be surrounded by positivity. Allow positivity into your life. And then there's another one from the same deck, the Rainbow Prince, Compensation and Perseverance. And I think this really ties into what we were talking about when it comes, first of all, the rainbow is so, a lot of you could be rainbow children. The rainbow is so powerful in spirituality. It really is this powerful healing light. The different frequencies of the rainbow represent ascended masters, but also in this, there's an angel, and this is like the Rainbow Prince is really an angel. I'm sensing the presence of Archangel Michael and Raphael. You are really protected and guided, but they're also saying that open yourself up to receive this compensation of perseverance. You've been through a lot of us have been through a lot, which explains this healing, releasing, kind of closing the doors to certain pain from the past. Some of you have been really hurt, specifically within your heart space. You've taken on, sometimes within your family, sometimes within the relationships. You have taken on a lot of other people's energy. It's now time to really release that. And let me quickly just read from her booklet as well. So, because a lot of times I pick up intuitively, and then we can really get more insight. When the eyes of the beauty, so I'm talking about the first card, show up as your ally, they require you to examine your perceptions. Do you see the world as perfect and beautiful? Can you retrace your steps from your past to now and see the perfection in the way reality has been created? Truly, perception is everything. A glass half empty is the same as glass half full, yet so different according to how it is perceived. The eyes of the beauty remind you that if you move forward with conviction all is well now, and always will be. You will see true prosperity as a result. Expect to see beauty, and you will attract your highest good. And then the Rainbow Prince is, when all Rainbow Prince appears as your ally, he reminds you about the law of compensation and the law of receiving, and that's what I was picking up on. After the rainstorm you've endured, which I picked up on that pain, right? On your journey, the Rainbow Prince brings you a pot of gold, which is the result of you're using all the elements of your inner light and reaching into the sky until you touch the material realm from one end to the other. This isn't always easy or an easy process, and hard work must be rewarded by compensation. When you align yourself with the energy of giving the highest value, your compensation is inherent in the act itself. But the message here is more than that. The Rainbow Prince says to keep your sights on the sky after the rainstorms. They may have upset your life. Follow your bliss to the pot of gold waiting for you. Perseverance pays off, and your reward will be greater than you can imagine. And so, I didn't look at these cards. I don't always do, I don't, just to let you know, I don't always look at this prior to. I just pull the cards and kind of go from there. And I'll leave you with this beautiful angelic message. Now, I just want to show you the card. I haven't looked at what archangel this is. I'm not even going to try, because I don't know all about the archangel, so I'll leave it to this booklet. But I can tell you the rainbow is showing up again in these different colors. We have the kind of the rainbow feel to this as well. And what I'm sensing here is really to spread your wings and fly, to really trust the process, but also to trust that you're guided on your path. Trust your inner voice. Trust the clairsentience. Trust your feelings. You know more than what you are really giving yourself credit for. You are an enlightened being. At the core of you, there is this beautiful light that connects you to all of the universe. In that aspect, you are light. You are love. You are infinite. You are the infinite wisdom. Now, that doesn't mean that you'll have the infinite wisdom at all times, that like at your disposal, but you'll know when to use this wisdom in what situations, and they're really encouraging you to lean into that wisdom. Now I'm going to read from the booklet, as I have promised to you guys, because I don't know everything and I don't claim to know everything as an intuitive. So this is Adnakiel. I don't know that I'm pronouncing it right, but I'll leave you how it's spelled in the video. Zodiac Angel of Sagittarius for issues of optimism, power of a vision, and expansion of personal horizons. Adnakiel's card is for those blessed with optimism and bringing the ability to focus on action. You're generally good-humored, plus you're blessed with a wealth of ideas, coupled with determination and power of vision, which is able to make projects come to fruition. You're also able to communicate your vision to others, giving them hope and encouragement. In fact, you are frequently a stabilizing influence. This card suggests that the time has come for you to expand your personal horizons. This may be literal, for you could be a great traveler, or it may mean you're about to experience inward or spiritual growth. Adnakiel warns you, however, that you have a tendency to be blunt and outspoken. You may also be stubborn and dogmatic, get out of the comfort zone, perhaps to the point of being domineering, which others resent. Adnakiel can help you to deal with this, suggests lapis lazuli for wisdom and which enables you to be true to your inner self. Pause and listen to your heart's opinion, which is what I was picking up on. And I had that beautiful message as well. Before you judge others, hoping that they will also learn to do this for you, allowing them to trust and value your wisdom. Okay, so I picked up on slightly different message, but I hope that it was helpful. So listen, this is all I have for you, and I'm going to wish you an amazing 2026 again, wherever you are. Just know that a lot of positivity is coming your way. Don't forget that these messages are about guidance and not predictions. So really take what resonates, leave the rest. And I want to really thank you for stopping by, for tuning in. And, really, if you like this video, please subscribe, please like, share, and comment. I'm always open to your comments as to what you want to see. How can I improve my videos and guidance to you? I really try to deliver in a way that's most authentic to me, and what I'm really about as an intuitive is sharing the gifts that all of us really have, but some of us really try to serve with. So on that note, love and light to you, and see you next time.